Welcome back to the channel, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Another Whiskey Wednesday. Where's that week gone? This is episode 4, so I can't believe we've been doing this for a month already. It's gone crazy quick, absolutely crazy quick. Anyway, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another Whiskey Wednesday, and we have a new bottle, and I've cheated. I actually got home from work today and I actually had a glass just to try it because it's a new one I haven't tried before. Here's the case. Aberfieldy, and it has to be said, it's got a lovely case actually. Very nice, nice in this light, nice design. Yeah, really cool. So yeah, popped into Majestic to get a few things this week. Listen to this. Perfect. Nice big glass full. But yes, very nice. If you like a smooth blended single malt, I can highly recommend this one. It's lovely, absolutely great. So the first things first, what we always do, cheers. I bet you're all thinking, what the hell has he done with his background? I've had a bit of a laugh actually today. There's a reason why I've done it. But yeah, I thought I'd have a bit of a giggle with it tonight. But yeah, we'll go through that in a minute. News. I've got a question, a couple of questions that I can answer in a minute. But yeah, all the people that I've been following, what's been going on? 365 million views. That's quite some achievement. But to be fair, you put a lot of work in. You obviously got a really good idea of how to work YouTube, and you put a ton of work into it. I always find your the way you do things really interesting, and it inspires me to think about what I'm doing. I have to look at it from a slightly different perspective, from an age point of view. But saying that, yeah, it's really cool. So well done, you. Cheers to you, matey. Very well done. That's for the small amount of time I've been going. Just have a cheers to you. And the kind of work that I've just put into this, and whilst I'm trying to develop and work out what I want to do in my channel, there's a fair amount of work goes into it. So for you to do that, that's incredible, and that's, you know, in a short period of time as well. So hats off to you, dude. Well done indeed. And well done to everyone else that started to achieve their goals. Let me just think, was it Macmillan Bullion hit 1,000 recently? I think Future Investments hit 2,000 recently. The Stat Collector's well on his way to getting 1,000. So I won't be surprised. I love his channel. Yeah, I won't be surprised that if I don't see that hit 1,000 this year. Yeah, really cool, really cool. There's another one that I come across the other day by 365, and that was the Gold Standard. Hopefully I'm getting these right. I'm just trying to do it off my head because on a Wednesday I don't really have an agenda at all. Gold Standard, I think he shot over 1,000 with his bank video. It was quite interesting. So yeah, it would seem that a lot of people like those type of videos for whatever reason. So that's really cool. Got a few more friends over the other side of the pond in America started to sub to the channel. So I wish you all well over there, because you're all having a bit of a, I think we're having a rough time, but yeah, you guys are having a pretty rough time. Yeah, Australia, India. They seem to have a few followers from India, which is really cool. And yeah, from very small pockets of the world, which is superb, really. To be honest, it's nice to reach out to different people. So that's really cool. Moving on, I have received quite unexpected, well, very unexpectedly, a package from a YouTuber who I follow, and he reached out to me the other day and said, "Can I send you something?" Yeah, if you want to. A bit for me, that's a little bit unusual because no one really ever does that unless they want something, in my experience. But no, he said, "Can I have your address?" So I gave him an address, and yeah, this turned up today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually unbox it. Now it's from, I know who it's from. Well, I think I know it's from. I've got to be careful because this is a brand new knife. It's from Shiny Precious Metals, and I have no idea what it is at all. He's certainly, I'm going to be careful because I don't want to show any information about anybody. It's like my birthday. It's really cool. Certainly packaged it up well. So yeah, I'm just going to have a sneak peek just in case there's anything in there that we mustn't see. Oh wow. I'll show you in a minute. Hang on, I'm just checking to make sure there's nothing untoward anywhere. Nope. Oh, bless him. That's, Jesus, that's very sweet. Sorry, I'll be with you in 1 second. There isn't anything else in there. There's a little message which I can read. Just make sure there's no details. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, dude. That is really, really cool. Yes, look at this. Oh, he was talking about this the other day to me. It's from the old Bushmills distillery. And it's a 1608. Crikey, that's an old distillery. He said it's the oldest one in the world, actually. And he sent me a nice message. It says, "Hi CPM, hope you're well. This is for Whiskey Wednesday." Oh, mate, thank you so much. Have one on me because I can't. There's a reason why I can't at the moment. Keep shining, Shiny Precious Metals. Oh, cheers, dude. That is, as I said, no one ever really sends me anything. So what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to transfer my glass over and say a bloody big thank you, because that was not expected, and I really do appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a bit lost for words, to be fair, a bit unlike me. Yeah, dude, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, big time. Yeah, it means a lot. Yeah, a lot. So cheers to you, dude. I'll have one on you. I wish you well, wish you better, and carry on doing what you're doing. I love to see your day-to-day stuff that you post. It's yeah, you've got your own outtake on the way you want to do stuff, and I admire that a lot. So cheers, dude. Thank you. Tastes better in that glass. Wow. Well, that was a surprise and a half. Very much so. And I'll put his little note there for tonight. So that's really cool. So before I get into why the hell have I done this, I had a question. Pardon me. God, excuse me. Sorry. And again, I had a question from Camel Finance. Now, Camel Finance, I've been following for a long time. I've mentioned him before on the channel. It's well worth a look at his YouTube channel. It's grown significantly recently over the last 3 or 4 weeks. He's a pro swing trader, and very much sounds like he's been doing it a long time. But if you want to understand the mechanics of what he does for a job and that sort of thing interests you, then it's well worth watching. Why do I watch him? I watch him because it's another view that gives me an idea of how someone sees their world, their expert knowledge world, and that gives me an idea of how that fits in with what I'm looking for and trying to understand. And yeah, I've learnt so much of him. So check him out, and that's Camel Finance. Now he left me a message on a comment on one of my channels. Good grief, I've only got one, and it was regarding, I think it was one of my videos when I had all my silver out, when I was talking about that. Be important now. When would I sell? And he put, or would you never sell? Well, personally, like all of my precious metal investments, I have no intention to sell them whatsoever. Now, there's a lot of if you believe all the channels, all the stuff that's put out there, sometimes might think about it if it was like £20,000 an ounce for gold and £300 an ounce for silver. Duh. As if that's going to happen anytime soon. Not sure it's going to happen in my lifetime. But no, personally, I wouldn't sell. I've got no reason to sell it. I didn't buy it to sell. Yeah, I'm going to be telling a lie if I didn't want to see it grow. And I really have no idea what's going to happen in the future and what's going to happen to my circumstances. But at this moment in time, definitely not thinking of selling. And he said, what sort of time horizon will I continue to stack? Well, until I get fed up with it, really. Until something else takes a priority in my life, or there's a reason that happens that I can't stack it, and that can be from ill health, from no money, from circumstances that are out of my control. So I have no time horizon. That's one of the things of being 58 years of age. I'm getting closer to that ender mark, rather than if I was 26, like a lot of viewers on this channel are sort of in their 20s, then yeah, I could possibly maybe put a time horizon on it, and hope to God that it works. He also asked me about pension, whether I've got a regular pension or a SIP pension. Well, I wasn't quite sure what SIP meant, so I looked it up, and yeah, I've got what you would call a SIP pension. I used to have a company pension when I worked for a company for a long time. Well, it wasn't that long. Half of my career I worked for someone else, and then the rest of my career, the last 23 years of work, I've been very fortunate to work for myself, and I would never go back on that ever again. So yeah, I did have a pension then I had to sort of freeze that for a while, and then I got my own pension, and then probably 5 years ago, maybe 5 years, 4 years maybe, sorry, excuse me, cheers everyone, I had a chat with my financial advisor, and we, I don't know whether it's new then or it was something you could do, couldn't do, but we had a chat, and I said, well, I'd like to take a little bit, I'd like to have a bit more destiny over my pension. I didn't realise that that current pension that I had, was good when I retire. when I die, then my wife only gets half, and then if she dies, it goes nowhere. Well, that rung alarm bells to me. And I thought, oh my God, you work all your life, you save all this money in a pension, and then it's not handed down beyond my wife, and she only gets half of it anyway. So yeah, that set a load of alarm bells going. So yeah, we decided to transfer it all into a different type of pension scheme where I've now got control to a degree of how I want that investment to go, what I want it invested in. And it's a, what did I get? It's a drawdown pension. So literally, if I die, my wife gets it all. So bear that in mind if anything happens to me. And you hear these stories that a lady in the UK has become well off. Well, not well off, but better off. Just laughing. And, you know, and anything happens to me and my wife, then it's equally split to my children, which I didn't know about, but that's really reassuring to know. So hopefully that answers your question regarding that. That's the only question I had, which is cool. It's not a problem. I can't, 15 minutes have gone already. Blimey, it's nuts. So, what have we got in front of us? What is all this about? Well, the past, probably, it's a continual basis with me. I'm always looking at what the hell's going on? Why is this world a little bit weird? When you start delving into finance, you all know I like my Bitcoin. Excuse me for that. And you know, like my precious metals. When you start educating yourself, it opens loads of. You heard me do the why thing on a previous, one of my previous videos, and I've just gone down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole, trying to work out what the hell's going on. So what you see in front of me, I've tried to portray how I view the world from everything, and I look at everything now as a game of chess. Obviously there's two sides, and that two sides can be anything. It can be political, it can be east-west, it can be you and me, it could be one company versus another company. But primarily, and the nice thing I like about it when it's raised, like the chessboard is raised like this, primarily you've got two sides, and within those two sides you have a hierarchy. And I like the game. I love the way chess portrays that, because you've got a king and a queen, and then either side you've got the what are they called, the bishops, which is like got a bit of a religious theme. So you've got that religious protection around the king and queen. And then I look at it and I think, well, okay, behind all of that hierarchy you've got the wealth. So I've identified that wealth as gold and silver. And then you go all the way down the line, either side, surrounded by the king and queen representation, are surrounded by religion, knights to protect, castles to provide protection, and you've got the pawns in front that are out there doing all that work to keep things going for your king and queen. And the way I've set it up there is there's money in the middle. Now, what both sides are trying to do is control the money, because if you control the money, you control how the world works, because that's the world we live in now. Now, the reason with a dog at there, I look at that as the overlord looking over, because there's the pyramid. I don't know where the pyramid goes, but you've got this game playing out on the chessboard, and then you've got someone overlooking that. So that's why I've got this picture of Max German Shepherd, which I took on a photo shoot, and he's lovely. And then that's all sitting on a Monopoly board, and the Monopoly board represents us. What are we doing? Now, I did put houses, because part of that wealth is to have property as part of that wealth as well. So that's why I've lined up the houses. but they're sitting up there in the hierarchy game being played out. The Monopoly board, that's us. We go round and round and round and round and round and round, playing this hamster wheel game. There's nothing wrong with any of this. Playing this hamster wheel game. And whilst we're playing that hamster wheel game, every time we go past go, which you can relate to your month or your week, you're getting paid money as long as you go around the board. And while you're on that travel around the board, as each side of the board represents a week, so that's why I said about a month. You have to, if you're working and everything, you get the opportunity to either buy or rent property in time. You get paid. You get to take chances. You get to, opportunities. You have to pay your taxes at certain times. So I love this Monopoly setup. Even like you go to jail, and we go round and round that board, feeding, either having a car. There's a car on a Monopoly game. There's the hat, which represents to me it's fashion. It's this eternal wheel that we go through on a day-to-day basis. And yes, we do get the opportunity to buy a house or invest in property, but it's never really yours until you paid for it. So that's why I've left these houses up where the people control the money and they fight over the money. So that's how I look at it. Now that's very simplified. Obviously it's a psychological philosophical way that I apply this. And then the reason why I've got the blockchain thing books there, not only as I find them a fascinating read, but you've got on the outside looking in at all the infighting over the money, you've got new technology challenging the system. So that's I hope that makes sense. That's how I see the gameplay being played out. Now, at the moment, obviously, we've got this is all a bit of fun, really, as well. But at the moment, we've got there's a big game going on with money. There's a big power thing going on. Crypto's sitting on the outside, wanting to get in. The hierarchy probably recognise all of this, and they're trying to get their CBDCs in, which is all part of that digital revolution. That's definitely coming our way. Anyone that says it's not, then they're living on a different planet to me. But hey ho, that's just my opinion. So yes, this is the game, and I look at it very simply now as one big chess game, overseeing the game that we all play on a day-to-day basis. So hopefully that explains why I put that out, and I'm going to use that probably in a little bit more of a philosophical type of way going forward. But yeah, I find that interesting because you can apply this to family life. Totally, you can apply it to most different social aspects of community. But the big thing from my point of view, and why we're all investing and trying to make money, while we're doing our little thing down the bottom there, the major game's going ahead there. You've probably heard me say before, I'll take a breath because I'm talking so much. You've probably heard me say before, I have no influence on what goes on here. I really haven't. I wasn't born into that at all. This will play out. This has played out for centuries and centuries and centuries, ever since people that represent that value of being a king or queen have decided to take the bull by the horns and start to control things. So this has been playing out for centuries. Well, you can go back to the Roman times. The king and queen can be Caesar and his wife. You can apply it to anything. So, but I'm not born into that. I have no influence on that whatsoever. I can go up yours. I'm not taking part of it, but I need this. This bit in the middle is what these lot are fighting over, that control. But while we're running round and round, are relying on getting it, so we can run around. So that's why I look at it and just think, well, sometimes you've got to have a bit of faith and let them do their thing. In the meantime, what I can do and what I try and do, and it's only been like I've opened my eyes up to this. I was like very naive up to 2 years ago, extremely naive. I just thought this was life. Do well, work hard, get your money, and do what you need to do. But when you start to educate yourself and start to understand there's other things going on that are dictating how this game works, but it's not until this game's sorted or whoever wins their little fights and their little in-house whatever, until that gets sorted, it's all great when there's loads of money and everyone's cool and everyone's, getting along nicely in their little bubbles, and probably these guys are just getting rich like there's no tomorrow. I watched an amazing video. It's a little bit out there, but it's on a channel called Best Evidence. I can't remember what the guy's name is, but he goes into real in-depth. It's his opinion, but I really encourage all you younger guys to watch the stuff that you don't even think you need to watch, because every now and then someone will say something and then it just tweaks something in the back of your mind. You think, I didn't look at it like that. I didn't really look. And then it sits into, or it plays out in your own narrative of what you think's going on. And then, so I force myself sometimes to watch stuff that I don't really want to watch. And just on the off chance that I may learn something. And I've probably learnt more than what I've got fed up with. Prejudging things is not a very good idea, albeit we all do it on a day-to-day basis. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, that I have no influence over this game taking it. I've got influence down here. I can get up I can play by their rules on a day-to-day basis. I can pay my taxes, I can do this, I can do that. If I've got that opportunity to buy more than one house, I can buy it. If I've got that opportunity to buy my gold and silver, if we're allowed to, because in some places you're not allowed to do this stuff, I can do that. If I want to invest in Bitcoin, I can do that. But I educate myself first. I'm not an overlord. I'm certainly not dictating how much money's in the world. I'm certainly not dictating who out of this side will win, if there is a winner, if there could be a winner. But what I can do is recognise the game and then try to find a way of keeping... You can't really keep one foot in front or one step in front of a game that you're not involved with, but recognising it and trying to join some dots helps. It helps you tremendously, which is why I'm a big advocate of silver, gold and Bitcoin. The three. And I have no preference over one or the other. I just want my foot in all of them. So if we do have a problem, if we do go down a certain way, if Bitcoin, gold, silver, or, goes through the roof, or whatever it's going to do, becomes a part of our modern lives more, then I've got it. Which is better than 5 years ago, I didn't have it. 10 years ago, I had the opportunity, I was telling someone yesterday, 10 years ago, I had the opportunity to buy Bitcoin. I nearly did, but my circumstances were totally different. I had £1,000. I think it was around about £60 a coin. My God, why didn't I feel... my gut instinct was to take the gamble, take the risk. But it was a gamble, it was a risk. My children were obviously 10 years younger. I had so much more responsibility, and I chose not to do it. But I didn't worry about it. At that time, I chose not to do it. Because my circumstances, maybe I should have done it, I don't know, but there's no point in regretting anything. I should have bought gold and silver back then as well, but it wasn't part of what I was thinking about. But I don't regret not doing it either, because I've been all right. I've done okay-ish. So yeah, I have my foot in the stuff that I think could be of value once this lot sort themselves out. But I can't control them sorting themselves out whatsoever. But what I can do is have a piece of something, so that if it goes this way, I've got a piece of it. If it goes that way, I've got a piece of it. Same with my stocks and shares, which I was talking about last week. If I've got a piece of it, if it goes that way, cool. If it goes that way, cool. If we keep traditional, cool. You know, and that's what investing is all about to me. This is what this world is all about to me, and hopefully, without it seeming like just monopoly money, chess pieces, gold and silver, 2 books, a dog, and a game board, hopefully that will make a bit of sense. And if possibly you can see how life can be, you know, we're not in the know. We never have been in the know. You go back in history, especially British history, not that I'm very clever at that at all, but if we believe what our historians say, and you go through the royal families going down the line, there's always been kings and queens. Up until, it's not always, up until certain points, there's always been kings and queens. And those kings and queens have always had their people around them. Watch Game of Thrones. I know it's a fictitious piece of fiction, but it's based on history. It's based on how things go. There's the money people. There's the people trying to take certain lands and grow their wealth so that their kings and queens can protect them, and then protect as they go down the tiers, right down to the peasants like me. That's just been modernised over the years. Unfortunately, we've had to go through wars, but you can see that through history. Hopefully we don't. Well, I know it's going on in certain parts of the world, and it never seems to bloody stop, which is ludicrous. Side note, I cannot see the point of why someone else needs to kill someone else. I really have no idea. It doesn't make sense over that. And I really can't see the point of these guys here going out and surrendering their lives to protect this lot. Yeah, I can see in some circumstances that can be necessary, but I can also see in lots of other circumstances it not being necessary as well. But hey ho, that's history. I can't change that, you know. So all that is all played out. Politics, government, financial systems, guardians looking over the whole lot. I've got no influence on it, but I've got a choice whether I want to take part in, hopefully, the benefits of how this plays out. So that's why I put all this out. Hopefully that makes sense. I haven't got a clue. This is my 3rd whiskey. This is really nice. I love this glass. Thank you so much, Shiny Precious Metals. You're a bloody superstar. That's really cool. Cheers. So yeah, that's what it is, and I'm going to use this in if I ever look at to try and explain my concept on how I see things. I'll use that type of setup again. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that one. That's another Whiskey Wednesday gone. 35 minutes. That's crazy. A little bit of news. I've saved till the end. I've had a chat with another. Actually approached me, which was really cool. Another he. Where's all the ladies? He approached me and said, how about we do something like you do together? And I said, yeah, that'd be really cool, because although I quite enjoy talking to my dog and my chess pieces, I do enjoy watching Future Investments and the Stack Collector. They do a thing every Sunday, and that's really cool. So you should go and watch that. And I enjoy it. I just like that interaction, and it's really cool to be able to, for both of them to interact with each other rather than looking at your screen, looking at your hands, and blabbering on like I'm doing at the moment. So anyway, there's two things actually. One, as a slight side note to that, but on the same scale, I'm trying to work out how to do a live, which I might find a bit of a challenge in this current setup, because I'm in my studio, in my garden, and Wi-Fi connection's not brilliant over here. It's ideal for doing this, recording, and doing the stuff I do. I do get a signal, but it's not very good. So the first challenge for me is to understand how to do it. I was talking to the stat collector today on a comment, and I'm a bit of a dinosaur when it comes to technology. Takes me a while. I will get my head around it, but it just takes me a little while. I'm quite a busy guy as well, so. But yeah, I'm going to find that a challenge. So yeah, I'd love to do a live, but even better, to then get out the blue, asked whether I'd be interested in doing that with someone else, and yeah, he's quite well known in the UK, which again blew my mind. You know, I feel really honoured for having this tiny little channel, an older guy talking a load of crap with hardly any experience in the investment world. Yeah, gets asked these things. So, but it's really interesting, really, because we've had a few chats over the phone, and we both we're on the phone talking for like 35-40 minutes, and at the end of it, we both turn around and say we should be taping this, because it's amazing. The conversations we have are just out of this world. So that's really exciting to I'm not going to name his name at the moment, but that's really exciting. Yeah, because you've got two older guys talking a load of stuff, and there's the stuff we talk about is probably of interest to quite a few people, probably what a lot of people think, but don't have that outlet to say. So that's really exciting. We're working on that, trying to work out how the hell we do it. I can't recommend this enough, especially out of an old Bushmills distillery whiskey glass. Thank you, Shiny Precious Metals. You're a superstar, dude. Thank you. Yeah, blown away. So yes, that's coming as well. So that's really, really cool. You'll no doubt hear it when we get a little bit closer to doing it, but we'll be doing it very, very soon, and we'll just see how that goes. So I'm going to wrap that up now. I've had far too much whiskey. I've got to put my garden back together because all the furniture's out. So that will need tidying up and wrapping up. I hope you're well. The markets are all over the place at the moment, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But these guys, we've got to let them do their thing. I can moan about it till the cows come home, but it ain't going to change what the outcome's going to be. All I want to try and do, and hopefully what you guys can try and do, is be more on the right side of the outcome than not. That's the message. Take care. I've had a really good evening. It's been really cool. I never know what to say on this, but it's just flowed. Or it seems like it's just flowed. I hope it's made sense. I hope that hasn't sort of made you think, what an idiot. But maybe it has. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Please like. Please subscribe. Share it. Dump it. Trash it. Do whatever you want to do. But take good care of yourselves. Now, seriously, look after yourselves, and I'll definitely see you next Wednesday. I'll try not to drink too much of that whiskey. It is so good. Guys, if you like your whiskey, go try that. Definitely go try it. But now I'm under pressure to get some Bushmills. Can't not now, can I? What a shame. I shall not look forward to doing that. Wrong. Ha ha. Definitely look forward to it. Anyway, take care. Look after yourselves. If you've managed to watch this far, thank you very much. And see you again soon.